It's easy for me. Just give it a lick on both sides. I know it seems gross, but I'm the only one that wears it. Hello fitness family, welcome back to the channel. Glad that you're here, and today we're going to talk about Peloton and how you can get one of these on the cheap. So I like to call it Pela-Poor for those of us that don't want to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to get a Peloton Century shirt. So what I do is I use the Peloton app on my phone for a low $12.99 a month. And then I'm able to do all of the different things that Peloton offers, whether it be running on the treadmill, the spin bike, doing yoga, Pilates, body weight exercises, stretching. The list goes on, and they continue to add more activities as time goes on. I've been doing Peloton for almost 2 years now. So I started right around February of 2020, and at the time Peloton was offering their mobile app for free for 90 days. So I downloaded it, and quickly I started to find out how I could use all of the equipment that I already had at home with just a couple of things and get the same results that everybody else was getting on their Peloton tread or the Peloton bike. So not saying that I wouldn't want one, but I am more of an outdoor activities person, so I would rather run outside, ride a bike outside, but you know, there's still those days where it's either bitterly cold or there's ice and snow outside, or it's just a complete downpour, where I'm going to have to do those exercises inside. And so that's where Peloton really comes through for me. They're some of the best instructors that you're going to find, and that's just my opinion, but they really push you and really help you build your fitness goals and meet those goals, if not exceed them. So I'm going to show you a couple items that I use to do the Peloton, and then we'll get on my spin bike and the tread and kind of show you what that looks like in real time. So the first thing that I want to show you, which I think is an absolute just must if you're going to go this route with Peloton, is this right here. This is the Wahoo Ticker X heart rate monitor. There's Wahoo makes the Ticker and the Ticker X. I started out with the first version and quickly upgraded to this newest version because the new Wahoo Ticker X has where it can connect to 2 Bluetooth devices, which for me is very important because I not only connect it to my phone so that I can see all of the data on the Peloton app, but I also connect it to my fitness watch. So I wear a Polar Vantage M 24/7, and that is what primarily logs all of my exercises. So I want to make sure that I'm not only getting the benefit of the Peloton app, but I'm also getting the benefit of my fitness watch. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the great advantages of Wahoo Ticker X heart rate monitor. Very easy to put on. You're just going to snap one side off. Now it's something that they're going to tell you possibly, or somebody that's used one of these is going to tell you, is that it's going to work so much better if these sensors on the back are wet before you put it on. So yeah, if you put it on and it's completely dry, it's going to work. It's not going to give you the same result until you start sweating, and then that's just going to help pick it up. There is another way you can do that. You can get a washcloth, you can wet it before you put it on, or you can do it the way that I do it. And it's easy for me. Just give it a lick on both sides. I know it seems gross, but I'm the only one that wears it. So you always need a little extra sodium in your life. So take that, you just snap it together, and I put it right below my chest, so it's right under my pec muscles, so it's flat against the chest, right in the center, and it will automatically start picking up the sensor and showing my heart rate. If you actually go out and purchase the Peloton bike, not only do you have the fee of the bike, but you also have the fee of the app for the bike, which is going to run you more than the $12.99. So, you know, everybody's a little bit different. I understand that. Some people really like to see their wattage, their power output, and different things that you're going to get on having the Peloton bike. And I can't say that that's not something that I would like as well. I just don't spend enough time on it. I spend most of my time out on the roads running and spending my time there. That's kind of my niche. Running on treadmill is not bad, but you know, I would much rather be outside in the sun. But like I said, you know, you can take that heart rate monitor, you can go to the gym and you can get the exact same result. Now, some of the other things that I do that I want to show is that you can also pick up the Wahoo cadence and speed sensor. Now, these sensors are normally going to be for a road bike or a mountain bike. You're going to put those on there to get your speed and your cadence when you're out on a road ride. But I put these on my spin bike that I have. I believe they're almost $70 for the set. So up here on the front wheel is the Wahoo speed sensor, and it just connects with a zip tie, and it has this little device that it slides into, just comes right out. You can see it's blinking trying to find a connection, and that just the battery, you just take this apart to get the battery in and out, and it just slides right back in. You will have to measure the diameter of your wheel or the radius of your wheel and input that into your fitness watch or whatever device you're sending that data to get the proper speed. And then the cadence sensor goes on the crank arm of your bike. You can see it's sitting right here. Again, it has a couple of zip ties hold it on. It has the same connector where it just slides in and out. So that is flashing as well because it's trying to connect. Also, you're going to have to know the length of your crank arm from the center to the center here where your pedal goes on. You can measure that, or you can call your distributor and they should be able to give it. I emailed Sunny and they gave me the length of that crank arm so that I would know the exact information to put into my watch. So again, this is the Sunny spin bike. Those two sensors, the speed sensor and the cadence sensor, you only need that if you're trying to get some more data. So I like to have data when it comes to how fast I'm going and my cadence, so that's why I have both of those, but you do not have to have them. So let's look at the bike real quick and see what that setup is. You can see behind us I've got the treadmill here. This is not a super nice treadmill, it's just kind of the run-of-the-mill small treadmill that folds up for space saving. I believe it's called an Asuna. It has a max speed of an 8.0 with a max incline of a 5.0, which is enough for me, right? I'm not trying to run marathons on this thing, just trying to get in those runs that I can't get in anywhere else. And then over here is my spin bike, and we'll give you a little closer view of that. So here is the spin bike, and it's just got your standard spin bike handlebars on top. This is a cheap water bottle holder that I got off of Amazon. I like my water to be up here on the front. It comes with a standard one down here on the bottom. I just don't like that because it's too hard to grab. This is a Sunny spin bike, and it is a magnet. So you have the magnet there that creates your tension. I like that the most because it is super quiet, which you'll see later. So some of the additions that I've made to this bike is, first I have cycling shoes. When I used to do triathlons, these are Lake cycling shoes, easy on and off, and then I put the new pedals on there to take the cycling shoes. It comes with just a standard cage bicycle pedal, but I get a lot better results when I put the shoes on. And then finally, I upgraded the seat. Again, this is just a cheap seat off of Amazon, but anybody that has done any riding knows that a seat is very important, especially for the men out there. Having the cutout right here is very important if you don't want to have numbing issues later on. Again, this is my treadmill. Nothing fancy about it, just has a a standard screen, and then the up and down buttons. Again, this didn't have a water bottle holder on it, so the package that I bought had two. So this one just snaps right on the side here. I can keep my water bottle, and it is very accessible for when I'm running. Okay, so I am on the Peloton app now. I don't want to show too much of it because I don't want any copyright issues. But I've got a cycling class on, and I'm going to come in here and skip the intro real quick and just kind of show you what's going on. So my Bluetooth is on. I come over to the side, and there's a button right here that helps me pick up my monitors. So the Connect, it's looking for connected apps. It has my heart rate, so it will show the Ticker X. So that's on, and then I'm going to go back, and then my cadence will be the same. So you see it's picked up the Ticker X. All right, so it's already got my heart rate, so I can see my cadence. Faster I pedal, faster my cadence goes up, and normally my heart rate goes up as well. Again, on this app you can give high fives, you can follow people, people can follow you, all of those wonderful things that you typically do on Peloton. So this is my fitness watch, Polar Vantage M. So I come in here, it's looking for my heart rate sensor. It's looking for the sensors on the bike. So it's picked up both of those. So I'm going to hit start. It's going to start, and then it automatically goes in. On the left is my speed, on the right is my cadence, my heart rate, and then duration. And as the miles tick off, it will show that as well. So finally, the last thing I want to talk about is the resistance knob. So one thing on Peloton is they're going to give you resistance. They're going to say that you need to be at a 20 or a 40 or whatever they want you to be at. So that's the only thing that you're going to miss. You're also not going to have watts and power, all of those things, but to me it's really not that important. So what's important to me is what my cadence is, that I'm following the same cadence that they're giving me, and that I'm also have the same resistance that they're telling me. So what I have done is I've gone down and I just turned this till as far as it would go, and I counted how many revolutions that was, and then went all the way back and started at the beginning. So if they tell me that I need to be at a 10 resistance, I know that that is 3/4 of a turn. So luckily for me, when the plus is all the way up as far left as it'll go, then I know that I'm zeroed out, so I'm at 0%. So if I go 3/4 of a turn, that's 10. Go 3/4 of a turn, that's 20, and 30, and etc. On a Peloton bike, you're going to turn it, and it's actually on the screen. It's going to show you what that resistance number is. Here, all I have to do is remember where I'm at, and then I know 3/4 of a turn is going to give me 10. Now, sometimes they're going to give you, hey, I want you to be at a 35. Sometimes they're going to say add 1 or 2, take off 1 or 2. You know what? That's not that big of a deal to me. So I'm just going to turn it a little bit one way or the other if I'm adding 1 or 2. If I'm going to add 5 or take off 5, I'm just going to go half of that 3/4 of a turn. Now sometimes I understand that, you know, when we're at high, when you're up at a 60 or a 70 and they tell you go ahead and take it off, I'm just going to spin this thing until I know. I've been riding this bike for so long, I know where those resistance levels are at. But if I go all the way back, it's quick for me to just go ahead and take it back to the 20 or the 30. So this is my bike. Like I said, I've done about 100 rides on it. You know, if you're on Peloton, follow me. It's choosing peace, and you'd like to see all the things I'm doing. You know, again, like I showed earlier, this is the treadmill. There's not a whole lot to show on the treadmill because the treadmill is pretty easy. The only thing that Peloton is picking up on the app for the treadmill is your heart rate. So if you put the Ticker X on, it's going to already show your heart rate. If you have the Wahoo app open on your phone, then it's going to show you your distance and your speed, your cadence, all of those good things. I just connect it to my watch, gives the same thing. You can calibrate the Ticker X on the treadmill so that it's more accurate than it is without the calibration. So finally, I want to show you the Wahoo app real quick. Again, pretty self-explanatory. You come in, you can pick what your exercise is. There's all kinds of different exercises between a treadmill and cycling. I'm going to pick the exercise bike because that's where I'm at. I hit start. Again, it's going to give me my heart rate up there at the top. In the center is the cadence. So you have low, medium, and high. So as I start going, right now I don't have anything because it's picking it up, and there you go. I'm at 65, 69, and it just continues to go up. Got calories burned there. Again, right now I have this and the Peloton app at the same time, and they work flawlessly together, and I'm actually still recording on my watch as well. So because it's only 2 devices that is picking that up. So I hope you like this. I hope it's something that is going to help you out. If you don't have any of this stuff at home, I understand. Pay $12.99 for the app. You can pay $79.99 for the heart rate monitor, and then you can go to your local gym, wherever you want. Peloton actually has outdoor activities that you can do. So if you just need somebody to motivate you, you can find a way through that app. It's a really good app. Please subscribe to our channel, hit a like, leave a comment below so we can interact with you. Love you so much. Thanks for joining us.